Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Kristen and this is Growing Zone 9B. Wow, it is bright out here today. So I just wanted to show you guys that the Mexican sunflower is coming into bloom. Is that not gorgeous? There are yellow sunflowers all over the place. Now I have several of these plants throughout the yard. And this is what my neighbors will drive by, or, you know, just people driving through the neighborhood, and they love this plant. Now, it can get invasive, so you've got to be really cautious of it. If it falls, a limb falls, it will actually start trying to grow again. So you really got to do a very good cleanup on it. But I just think it's just gorgeous to be able to see all these beautiful yellow sunflowers. And I absolutely love it. I have this like wild tomato just growing here. I assume a squirrel dropped it off. You can see some tomatoes up in there, but I literally haven't touched this thing, and it's way prettier than my other tomatoes that I've been like babying. So go figure, right? All right, so today's topic, what I want to talk to you guys about is the camphor tree. So this is the camphor tree. It grows pretty prevalent here in Florida. You can often find it in a lot of places. It's got a nice broad leaf to it. It's got a waxy top leaf. And I keep this plant around because it's a very important tree to have as far as I'm concerned personally. You always have to do your own research. Do what works best for you. Don't, you know, follow necessarily what I say, because I'm just teaching you and walking with you and talking with you about things that I've found that work really well for me. So I do have asthma, and my nephew does as well. So does my aunt. So one of my aunts, and so you know, we're always looking for natural healing ways to, you know, help our body and just promote some, you know, just good health overall, and not necessarily have to use something over the counter. So if you were in a predicament, let's say, and you couldn't obtain your medication from your physician for some reason, I am not telling you what to do or not to do. What I am saying is that I have resorted to personally going over here to the camphor tree. I basically take like a T-ball or a satchel. Like my mom gives me these like little satchels, like the little pink satchels. You can get them at like I don't know, like Amazon or something. And like you can put little like trinkets and stuff in it. It's kind of like a mesh looking little satchel, and you can just tie it. So I take these leaves right here, I crush them up, and then I stick them in that satchel. Now I don't overdo it. I may be taking about, for me personally, in a whole bathtub, I take maybe about 10 of these leaves and I put them in there. As soon as I crunch this up, you can really get this like very camphor smell. I'm probably dating myself by saying, if you've ever had camphophenique, that's actually where this comes from, is the camphor tree. Now that's used to treat insect bites and like other inflammatory type skin conditions such as that, mostly bite related, but it smells so good. So I like to use it in the tub because then my body can go and absorb this plant. And so to me, when I'm having like an upper respiratory issue, or maybe I'm having you know, issues, like I said, just like overall breathing, I absolutely have my nebulizer, I have my inhalers, I have all those things readily available to me. But if the world were ending and I had to find a resource on my own, I'm just saying that to me, this is a go-to plant that you want to have. I also keep it next to the house because it's good for insect repellent. Now this isn't a plant that I would keep near a chicken coop or anything like that, because I don't know how it would affect the animals, because it does have a level of toxicity to it. So you need to make sure that you are following everything that you need to follow in order to help yourself. But I actually looked it up under just, it looks like the Wikipedia, and it literally says that this can be used as a culinary spice, which I don't know that I would ever use it as a culinary spice, so definitely do your research on that. I wouldn't want to eat how this smells, but it says that it's also been used as an incense and medicinal purposes. Now under it looks like another vlog over here says that it can cause, which is true, it can cause eye and skin irritation. So that's why you always want to test something, no matter what it is. It could just, like the other day, one of my, I say one of my kids, but one of my clients, we were talking and she said, what tea are you drinking? And I was drinking chamomile tea. And I had said to her, hey, you know, would you like some? Because we offer tea where I'm at. So, you know, and she's like, yeah, I'll try. Well, needless to say, she had a reaction to the chamomile tea. Thank God it wasn't like life-threatening or something. But I had no idea that that could be a possibility. But I should know that because I'm actually somebody who has quite a bit of allergies and issues. And you know what? You can be allergic to anything, honestly. So never take it for granted that somebody may or may not have an issue. So we found out that she had an allergy to it and she was fine, thank the Lord. She's a really sweet girl, and so I'm very thankful for that, and I'm very, you know, it makes me very vigilant about, you know, just giving anybody like teas and stuff, because now I'm like rethinking that whole situation. But you know, you come to therapy and honestly it's like you want to sit down, have a nice hot cup of tea and just enjoy a chat and, you know, like work through your concerns. And so anyway, so that's a story for like another day. But anyway, so definitely don't get this necessarily near your eye, and so it can definitely cause some skin issues. And it does say that, you know, obviously that there is a level of toxicity to this, to the mucous membrane. So it's not something that, to me, that I would ever consume. I would never eat this. But it does say that it has been used, okay? So like I said, do you absolutely 100% your own research, because I'm literally just reading this from the internet to you guys. And it says that, you know, it has been used for acute toxicity, which I think that's kind of interesting considering it could cause some toxic issues. It says that it has been used for nausea, vomiting, headache. It has also been used for respiratory complaints such as pneumonia and inflammatory conditions. It says it has also been used to assist and treat in diarrhea or hysteria. So, you know, who knows? It is a tropical plant, I would say, more or less. I don't know that it grows up north, but I would say that you could pretty much go into any woods around here, and somewhere in the woods you are most likely going to find a camphor tree. I literally have that's like 2, 3, 4. I have 4 on my property because no, actually I have 6 because I have 2 down by the lake. They're on each side of the lake because one of my neighbors, he's so sweet, he always comes over and does like my yard stuff. Patrick, I love you, thank you. I love your wife Marla. They're such just beautiful people. They're so helpful. I couldn't ask for better neighbors, honestly. But he had cut one down. I mean, who cares? I have plenty. Like, he didn't ever do it intentionally either, and I'm not calling him out on this, but he just doesn't know the landscape as well, you know, when it comes to that. And you know, and most people don't. So that's why you have to be really vigilant. Like, if we were to go in some type of scenario where, like I said, that you needed to know or forage for yourself, these are good plants to just learn from people like me that actually have the knowledge. I've grown up here my entire life in Florida. I'm a Florida native, and you know, my dad is a native Floridian, and so, you know, we are generationally been here in the state of Florida, and so we are actually, you know, grateful to have this historical knowledge for us, and to be able to rely on the woods and nature to try to help heal us. And so that's what we have to teach other people. So once, you know, Patrick and I had talked about it, I had told him, I was like, hey, this is da-da, and he was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, yeah, no big deal, because I have several others growing, and that's important. It's to not just have one tree. That's why I've been propagating my Pakistan mulberry, because I only have one tree, and if something happens to that tree, you know, fruit trees don't last forever. No tree does, really. And so I want to be able to you know, propagate it so that in the future I have another means of getting fruit and be able to like share that plant not only with my friends and family, but to like diversify where I actually have those locations. So, you know, I'll have, you know, a couple plants I'm going to try to plant over at my mom's house once I get them propagated officially, and then I'm going to have some, you know, at my friends' homes, and, you know, as many people that in my smaller circle that would like to have them, I'm going to absolutely share those plants with them because they benefit you nutritionally. They're beautiful to look at, and why would I have my friends spend that kind of money when I can easily provide for them and give them something that I've already invested in? So just think about that as you move forward. Remember, when you are growing and planting, that this could be a generational piece, and really that's where my heart is that when I die, you know, death and dying is my world. So when I die, I want to be able to pass this stuff along to my nephews, or, you know, their family, so to speak, and or my niece, because I have a little baby niece now. Love you, Viv. And so I want to be able to pass that along to them. I want them to have these generational pieces that, you know, may not always be here. And if we came into a situation where you needed to bug out, or you needed like to figure out, hey, I'm hurt and I don't know how to help myself, or you got bug bites or something happened, know your trees, know the things that you're planting that other people may not know, and teach them that, educate people before we get ourselves into a situation to where we may be needing these types of things. I've seen several news articles and information that's come out lately on how doctors do not have to treat their patients, and basically they're like, you know, thinking of some alternative ways of like not treating people who have the basics, as they called it, like diarrhea and some of these other things, and like vomiting. And no, these are absolutely issues that we need to help people with. You know, you get severe enough diarrhea, you get a sinus infection bad enough, you can die from a sinus infection, you can die from diarrhea because you become too dehydrated. So we've got to really try to start educating ourselves more. I wouldn't say like awakening. I've been very awake since for years now. When my grandparents, they both ended up with cancer, that was such an eye-opener for me to be like, no, we have to find an alternative way. We have to find a better way. We need to understand why these things are happening, what they're consuming, and how we can make it better. You know, we are a McDonald's, Burger King, fast food generation, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that as a treat every now and then, but to consume it more on a weekly or even an every other day type basis, we have to be very cautious of that. And we have to be, you know, paying attention to what we're putting in our bodies, because nutrition, remember, gut health is very important. This is something I teach my clients. Neurons that fire together will wire together. So the way your brain works, if they start firing, and let's say you have an issue and you get diagnosed with PTSD, what is happening is those neurons are flipping and they're misfiring, okay? And it's causing this lapse, and you're having these memory concerns. And I don't want to dive too deep because I don't want to get too technical, but reality is that your gut does the same thing. If you constantly feed it the same food and it's not positive food or live, living, beautiful food, you're going to start to have some serious concerns and issues. Now, there are absolutely circumstances where you could end up having some gut issues that are beyond your control. Like you could get C. diff, or you could get something, you know, else that you contracted that, or, you know, who knows, like E. coli, you could get listeria. There's all kinds of things that you could get that were out of your control, and you were trying to do the right thing. So again, that's what I'm saying, is find helpful ways to treat yourself until you can get medical help or seek medical help, because you know, our guts are so important. That microbiome is extremely important. I posted a video that I would really like for you guys to watch. It's my yogurt video. It's actually just called Making Yogurt, and that book in there talks about Dr. William Davis, and it is an amazing book, and I absolutely recommend it to my clients, and I recommend it to you all to take into consideration that book. He has plenty of YouTube videos out there, or you know, where he's worked with other YouTubers, and so educate yourself. That is the biggest piece. I think a lot of people are just looking for the easy answer, and they don't want to do their own research, yet though they are sitting back and they're suffering, and we just can't be that way anymore. My brother is a very smart and intelligent individual, and I love him. So much love and gratitude goes out to you, to my beautiful brother, for your intelligence, love, and kindness, and for your beautiful family. I love all of you. I love you, Heather. I love you, boys. I love you, Vivian. And so know that I'm sending you positive energy right now in this moment. And so we have to not only be sending that positive energy to the people that we love, but we have to take that knowledge and we have to share it. And to be honest with you, my brother, he is a nurse practitioner, and he has done a lot of his own research to try to help me heal, and I'm so grateful for that. He has basically connected me with a gentleman named Gary Brecka, and I will put that information here in this video. And so I will be going through some testing, some genetic testing here in the near future, so that I can find out how to help myself and how to better heal, because I have had quite a bit of issues throughout my life for several reasons. I've had blood transfusions, I've talked about that, and so I am finding it the older I get, and I've had some other like issues, but I have been finding the older I get, the harder this is on my body, and so I need to find ways for healing. And so I have chosen to take the step forward to heal myself. So I will walk you guys through that process once I get all the information, and so we will take this journey together, because you have to reach out and find the things that are going to help you. This is not a cheap adventure that I am going to be, and journey that I'm going to be taking for myself, but I feel like at this point it is where I need to be, because nobody wants to be on antibiotics and other medications for long periods of time. And I will tell you that I have other family members that have SIBO and they've had H. pylori and some other internal issues. And so, you know, we have to find a better way for healing, and it's not always an antibiotic. And if it is, then maybe we need to find better ways for our bodies to be healing in other directions, so that if we have to take an antibiotic, then that way the antibiotic works to the best of its ability, because there's a time and place for medicine, and you have to always do what's best for you. All right, I hope this video isn't too long for you guys. I just wanted to share in my journey, because that's what this is about, is my journey and just sharing my love to each and every one of you. So until next time, everyone, love one another, be kind, and I will see you all in the next video. Make sure that you consider going out and getting that camphor tree. Don't forget, it's really important to have those beneficial products and trees, and know your landscape, okay guys, because you never know when you're gonna need it. You may be the only person that can save other people, and we do not know where this world will go, because we are in crazy turmoil right now, and we've got to find peace and love, and we have to connect with others and find healing ways to do that. All right, everyone, until next time, be good to one another.